There are more questions than we have answers for this morning, and we will get those answers to the citizens of our beautiful city in a short time. But our priority first is to take care of our people. We know we have people who are suffering because of loss of life and injuries and loss of property. As Mayor Golden mentioned, we took a tour this morning of the affected neighborhoods, and there is devastation everywhere. But one thing I love about this city, when there's a need, we rally around that need, and then we had neighbor helping neighbor. I can tell you that there's one little girl, her name is Ellie. She was 7 years old, and when we pulled up, despite her house being affected, she sang "All I Want for Christmas" for the crowd that was out there, and I think we have a video of that we're going to help post. But to Ellie, thank you for lifting our spirits in the face of this awful devastation. For those who have been affected by this tragedy, we will mobilize volunteers. You've heard the number, and if you need help, please call. Please call. We will mobilize, and help will be on the way. The Clarksville Department of Electricity still has a number of homes and areas that are without power, but let me just reemphasize, this is a multiple day event. Could be a couple of weeks before we get power restored. The distribution system of our power system is our first priority. If you see a wire on the ground, please treat it as it's a live wire and call 911 just to make sure that we take good care of that. And please be safe, and then be patient. Finally, please be patient. We will get to you as quickly as we can. We promise. We've got crews from all over the country responding and helping us there. So finally, I just want to say thank you to our community for rallying around during this time of need. When there is a need, Clarksville responds, and we are so grateful. We're also grateful to have with us Colonel Midbury, Garrison Commander of Fort Campbell, here, and knowing we got folks reaching out from Fort Campbell as well. But we will get answers to you. We promise you that we will provide information. But please, if you want to help, call that number so we can make sure that we get you on the list, and we can mobilize in an organized fashion and help our neighbors as quickly as possible. So to the community, we say we will be there to help until every last person gets the help they need. God bless you, and God bless this great city of Clarksville, Tennessee.
Thank you, Mayor Pitts. Next, we will hear from Clarksville Fire Rescue Chief Freddie Montgomery.
Thank you, and good morning. I'll just briefly give a rundown of our initial response and some things that we have going on right now. Initially, with the influx of calls, we did respond to those areas that were impacted. We responded to our district chief. We have a district level operation, and quickly realized that we needed an area command. So we worked with the other agencies, Clarksville Police Department and the county as well. We did set up an area command on Fort Campbell Boulevard and dispatched our resources from there. We called in an additional 60 or so personnel to help with that. We did our primary searches, and we helped staff the EOC. So from that through the night, we had calls. We did have one structure fire this morning, and a lot of other medical calls and related calls to that. We at this time, we're doing secondary searches, preparing for the next phase. We have our special ops teams and everybody involved. We will be preparing and communicating with CDE. We always anticipate when the power comes back on that we'll have some fire calls related to that, so we're working hand in hand with them. But that's what we have going on for right now. We're still out there, we're still working, we still have crews doing their checks and checking on everyone.
Thank you, Chief Montgomery. Next, we will hear from Jimmy Edwards, Chief of Montgomery County Emergency Services.
Well, this morning we have a lot of families who are suffering, and our hearts are especially heavy with those that have lost some, and certainly with those that have lost all. We can confirm that we have had 3 fatalities associated with this event where the storm wreaked its worst havoc. At the medical facilities last night and throughout the night, Tenova received 53 patients total. Our freestanding Sango Emergency Department received 7, and Fort Campbell received 2 that were injured from this event. Of those, 9 have been transferred. They were transferred to Vanderbilt Medical Center, and we would place their conditions in critical, unstable conditions. At this point, we are assessing. We have 8 teams, and as we insinuated, there are areas where homes have slight, moderate, heavy, and totally destroyed. As the mayors have communicated with you, we have an incredible team. We have an incredible team of volunteers and volunteer organizations, and we are in the process of putting together those elements that are necessary for the logistics to handle those supplies that are necessary to support our community. I want to reiterate the number that the mayor shared. 931 is the area code, 249-2988. Again, 931-245-2988. 245-2988. Thank you. I appreciate it. So we want to thank all those that volunteered last night, the volunteer health departments, our response team members, Austin Peay State University's GIS, Tennessee Emergency Management Agency, and the state EMS assets that were deployed, and thank those ambulances that were deployed to help us and assist us in our community's time of need. They were AmeriMed, First Call, Vanderbilt, Brown, Nashville Fire Department, Robertson County EMS, and Cheatham County, as well as Stewart. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Edwards. Next, we will hear from Clarksville Police Chief David Crockrell.
Thank you, Jimmy. Good morning. My comments are really in the form of requests to your viewership. There'll be plenty of details. There'll be plenty of opportunities for your viewers to see the devastation and hear about the stories. In the meantime, from a law enforcement perspective, please stay out of the way. When the sun goes down across the whole city, if you could settle in and get where you need to be for the evening, the less calls for service we have across the city, the more we can focus on the area where these perimeters are established. We had great cooperation from our citizenry last night, and I would like to maintain that the next few nights. Please adhere to our blue lights and our cars and those perimeters that are set up, roadblocks or whatever you have. You just steer clear of the area, especially North Clarksville, stretching all the way to Tiny Town Road. If you could just do that, you will do us a great service. In due time, everything will get smaller and smaller. That's how these events take place. Our perimeters are larger, and as we get through the days, they will get smaller and smaller and more concentrated. So those are my comments. Just please stay out of our way for the next few days, and we would definitely appreciate that.
Thank you, Chief Crockrell. And to add to his comments, Mayor Pitts has asked me to remind everyone that the city of Clarksville is again tonight under a 9 p.m. curfew. So please keep that in mind. And certainly last but not least in our lineup, we have from the American Red Cross, Lori and Tina Harrell.
I want to thank everyone, the mayor and all our community partners in the teamwork and helping Clarksville. We want to let you know that we have 3 shelters. We have one here at the Northeast High School, 3701 Trenton Road, Clarksville. We have one for those who have suffered in Hendersonville at Beach High School, 3126 Long Hollow Pike, and in Nashville, the Alumni Center, 4500 Gallatin Pike. Also want to let everyone know that if you have suffered damage, please call the 800 Red Cross number. We are doing disaster assessments at this moment, and so we will continue to do that. It helps us greatly if you call the 800 Red Cross number if you have damage, so that we can immediately put you in the system and we can work all the cases. If you have been displaced or suffered through this tornado and you need prescriptions, or you need medical supplies or oxygen, please go to the shelters and let them know we are ready to support you in those efforts. We do have spiritual care teams here and mental health care teams at all the shelters. And we thank you so much, and turn it back to you, sir.
Thank you. We do have one more individual that we'd like to bring up to make some remarks. That would be Colonel Chris Midbury, Garrison Commander for Fort Campbell.
Thanks, sir. Hey, good morning. On behalf of Major General Sylvia and all the leadership at Fort Campbell, I want to first just extend our deepest sympathies from Fort Campbell for all those that were impacted by this tragedy yesterday. While Fort Campbell does appear to have not have any significant impact, we do feel the impact of this community. All right, many of our soldiers, families, civilian workforce live and reside off the installation in your community, and we're tracking approximately 100 soldiers, families that are displaced. And we're working with all of the community leaders and unit leadership to ensure that those families are taken care of. We'd like to offer I just want to say thanks to to the community leaders, to the mayors, Mayor Golden, Mayor Pitts, and all the first responders for everything that they did. Just want you to know that Fort Campbell stands with you in this community. We are a part of this community, and we are committed to assisting in any way possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel Midbury. We are now open to questions. If you would like to ask questions, we will direct them to the appropriate individual depending on the question that you ask. Yes.
I don't know if this is for city or county officials, my question, but earlier this morning I was reporting on Henry Place Boulevard and Bandera Drive. Federal police told me that a child died. Some residents though tell me that they weren't given much warning and that the tornado sirens didn't go off until after the fact. Why is this?
Yeah, I can't respond to as why the warning sirens didn't go off until after the fact. In regard to any specificity regarding fatalities, family members are still in the process of being contacted, and we can't release any detailed information.
Will you guys be working on, checking the sirens or following up on that?
Yeah, that's actually something that constantly happens.
Thank you, Chief Edwards. Any other questions?
Can you at least confirm, are the two adults and the child, were they a family?
Cannot be confirmed.
Okay.
That cannot be confirmed, we're told. Anyone else? Okay.
A lot of people in the community are asking me, well, what can we do to help those who were impacted? Do you want to elaborate a little bit more on that and what the community can do to come forward and step up?
That phone number that we've been stating, I'll just repeat it. It's the single efficiency line that we have at this moment, area code 931-245-2988. And also the American Red Cross. Would you like to speak to that, ma'am?
For any damage and assessments needed, please call 800 Red Cross, 800 Red Cross. And again, prescriptions, medical appliances, etc., please call 800 Red Cross, or most importantly, come to the shelter. If you have medical needs, such as prescriptions or medical appliances or oxygen, please come to the shelter and you will meet with an individual there and they will make sure and process that information for you.
Thank you so much. Any other questions? Okay, we're going to get in out of the cold. We thank you very much for coming, and please pray for our community, and we appreciate all that you do to help us spread the word. Thank you.